Arsenal Fan TV America, welcome back to all of you around the world here from the Pacific Northwest in the United States. Let me start by saying this. So last weekend, Premier League, top 6 teams actually won, except for one club. They all did, except for one club that was playing at home. Unfortunately, it was us. Arsenal. Well, it's the third game. Let's just stop right here, right now. These are the games that last year, you remember last year, we didn't win the Premier League. We were riding all year long. But if we won these games here and there that are actually guaranteed to be won, meaning before the Fulham game, everybody, 90% of people will expect us to win. Rightfully so. Why? Because you should win. Arsenal, on paper, on the field, whatever, player for player, there is not such a single battle between those two or a single comparison between those two that Arsenal would win, except for coach versus coach. That's it. So, again, Mikel Arteta comes out to show us something I don't know if it's ever going to work. If you have the best center mid, or one of the best center mids in the world, Thomas Partey, please don't play him as a right back. Even for a portion of the game. Not even a part. You're confusing the player. You're confusing the position. You're breaking a partnership with with Saka up front. Xhaka. I wish we still had Xhaka that's firing on all cylinders, playing for Xabi Alonso in Bayer Leverkusen. 6 points, 2 games, 2 wins. Good for Granit Xhaka. But I'm talking about our Bukayo Saka that always got these balls from Ben White. Ben White and Bukayo Saka had a great partnership. So now let's break it and play Thomas Partey there. First 2 seconds. Mistake right there. Bukayo Saka from Declan Rice. Boom. We get scored on because our goalkeeper also, that's very threatened for some reason now after we signed David Raya. I feel that Ramsdale feels like he's threatened because of the tone of Mikel Arteta introducing Raya and talking about Ramsdale. But hey, listen, Ramsdale should have stayed strong, should have backed up but looking, not turned around and ran. So now when he turned around running this way, believe it or not, the Fulham player didn't mean to play it that way. It just went off wrong. He wanted to place it, to play it longer, like what Ramsdale was going for, but it goes off wrong off of him, and that's our first goal. Yes, that's a problem. That's a humongous problem. So, we talked about Partey, we talked about starting lineup, so before we dig even deeper into the game, and stay with us, because we're going to talk also about 2 players that left us. One of them is a defender. So we're going to tell you about that towards the end of the episode. Where did he go? One on loan, and we sold one also. So stay with us. We're going to talk about that. But let's go to the lineups real quick and let's see how we started. We started again with Thomas Partey as a right back on paper. Next to him was Ben White, center defender. One of the center defenders, Ben. And the second was William Saliba, that's playing now in Gabriel's position, right? And then on the left, let's go to the left now. We started who? Jacob Kiwior. With Jacob Kiwior as a left back, I'm going to stop right here now. So one of the 2 that I was about to talk about at the end of the episode has to come out now. You have a world-class left back like Kieran Tierney, right? KT. You sell him or you loan him. He didn't sell him. He loaned him to Real Sociedad, which is playing Champions League football, by the way. Top 4 clubs in Spain. And you play someone that is not as good or nearly as good as him going forward or coming backwards. So that's right here is a problem in the back line on both ends. On the left back position and on the right back position. So how in the world are you going to compete, for Premier League if you don't already know who are, or if you didn't already know and identified your best starting right back and left back. We still don't have that. Third game in the league, right? And we wait and wait and wait for Mikel Arteta's, I don't know what experiments. I coach football, study football, learn football, watch football. I don't see anyone doing what he's doing and getting away with it. That's a very unfortunate thing, but even the media won't talk about it. You only hear it from real Arsenal fans, deep Arsenal fans, people that understand this club, saw what the club came from, know the expectations for this club. And then you go into midfield and you put Declan Rice, that's new to us. And then Kai Havertz, that you're trying to force, and next to him is Martin Odegaard, that I don't know what's wrong with, right? But you can give him the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, Declan Rice is new, Kai Havertz is new. How would Martin Odegaard, with these two, new players, new midfielders now, he used to play with Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey. But also you're going to tell me, well, Thomas Partey comes in the middle. I understand, but Thomas Partey comes in the middle to play the same exact way or play for play that Declan Rice is playing. So you're not utilizing anybody here. You're just taking a player off of a right back position and repeating the center midfield in the middle, which both of them are not doing anything for you because they can't get the ball to Odegaard, which is, even if he gets the ball, he doesn't distribute it the right way. So there's frustrations everywhere. Martinelli, he's quick, he's fast, he goes, but when he gets there and you play Trossard up front or you play Kai Havertz up front, he doesn't have a striker. He's a winger. He needs to play that ball across for someone to score. Sometimes he just drives it out, most of the time. You're talking about 70-some-odd% ball position for Arsenal, right? They had the ball the whole entire game. 17 shots on goal. So, again, the way the players are great players, but they're not used the way we play. Up front, the way we play, is not utilizing these players. And up front, let's go back to the starting 11, was Martinelli on one side. Of course, Bukayo Saka is on one side. And through the middle, we started this time with Trossard. Again, Trossard in the front, Kai Havertz in the middle. It's confusing for the players. It's confusing for Martin Odegaard. It's confusing for Martinelli. They used to have Xhaka playing with him on this side. They used to have also Zinchenko or KT or a natural left back coming, behind to cover for him. Martinelli doesn't track back the whole time. He does through the middle, but he doesn't on the wing most of not all the time. He defends more, or he defends better through the middle. That's why if I'm a coach, I'll tell him, yeah, no problems, defend in the middle. But when he goes to sides, he needs a left back to defend behind him. So with all these puzzles, I don't understand why are we not talking about it in the media. That's just it gives me a great example of comparing Pep Guardiola with Zinedine Zidane, right? Let's see who's the media favorite here. Zinedine Zidane in 4 years spent $30 million in Real Madrid, won the Champions League 3 times. Bam, bam, bam. Pep Guardiola spent how much to accomplish that? Billions of dollars. Yes. And he won it, 2 times? With who teams? Remember? So the media, when they prefer someone, they make that someone much, much better. Like the comparison between, for example, Nicolas Pepe, that's still an Arsenal player. Hopefully he comes back and train with us and takes the challenge that Mikel Arteta is, taking on with him. I really hope to see Nicolas Pepe because he's a good footballer. He's talented, and he's coming back to train with Arsenal to earn back his position. So hopefully it does. But we talked so bad about or so much about him, and we forgot Jadon Sancho, for example. Go to Man United. Why? Because this guy's English, this guy's French. Sometimes the media just pick and choose. So I'm not sure why is Mikel Arteta not talked about a lot, because he's not doing what he should be doing. He took over December 19 of 2019, right? Or December 20. So now that's how many years? You're 4 years and we trophyless when it comes to Premier League, and when it comes to, we're not even in the Champions League. This is the first. How are you going to play against Real Madrid or Bayern Munich in the Champions League if you did not, or you could not win against Fulham that are playing 10 men? Yes, we were actually 2-1 up And here is Fulham gets a red card, and we play from the 80 some, 81st or 82nd minute. We play 10 men Fulham, and we go on to concede a goal. We get a goal scored against us, and we couldn't even score against them. Because again, towards the end of the game, the substitutes, Kai Havertz was so bad that he made Fabio Vieira look very good. I don't know why Emil Smith Rowe didn't play in such a game. It's again, a lot of shambolicness, and I just don't understand how is he really getting by as a coach, and everyone is just not talking about him enough. Of course, if you dig deep, some people will talk about it, but again, it's not talked about enough, and it really bugs me as an Arsenal fan before anything that the problem, which is our coach, is the one thing that's not talked about, and then now we're blaming the players. So Kai Havertz, he's new. I'm not going to sit here and blame him for anything yet. I have to see him for some games sometimes, get the best out of him first, and then say, okay, hey. But these are 2-3 games. They don't really identify a player for me. But the amount of games Mikel Arteta played with Arsenal absolutely identifies to me what kind of coach he is. And again, there's no room for his, creativity on that level, because we're not going to Premier League to try to win. If you want to win the Premier League, you go after winning the Premier League, not trying. And we keep trying. And last year we saw, it's unbelievable. It's not talked about enough. We hold now a record in what? Being on top of a league in Europe, and I'm talking about all Big Five, for amount of days that we were last year and not winning anything. Very sad, but we continue the sadness throughout the new season. Again, everyone won. Tottenham won with their $40 million, what's his name? James Maddison, that they just signed. Hated Tottenham, talked all kind of crap about Tottenham on Twitter. But today he plays for them, helps them to win. It seems like they are better without Harry Kane, that actually, of course, we know left and went to Bayern Munich. He's scoring for Bayern. He's happy. Bayern is happy with him. He fits into their, formation and style of play. And again, Tottenham's playing better. Our noisy neighbor, I hate to say it. The ones that won, the ones that are on top of us actually on the Premier League table because of goal differential, of course. So as we, all know now, Man City is the only team that's acting like a champion. Of course, they are acting like champions. That won their 3 games, so they have 9 points. West Ham United is second. Of course, I hate to say, noisy neighbors. Earlier or not, I hate to see him on top of us. They're third and we're fourth because of, again, what? Big managerial mistakes from our gaffer. And hopefully, all we need to do now is stop being arrogant, because now I see if you go out and play the same exact way in front of Manchester United, that's arrogancy. We're going to win the game maybe based on the players, wanting to win. The players are pissed off themselves. They're good players, so we can get the performance out of them. But hopefully we win by our manager participating and giving us the plan that fits the players that start for him and uses them and utilizes them in the best position, which is important for us, important for the win, important for the player, important for everyone. So hopefully that happens. Another player we're going to talk about here that we promised you to talk about towards the end of the episode is Florian Balogun. And Balogun left us, unfortunately, USA international. Great player. He just helped the U.S. Win against Mexico, and he's a tremendous player. I really love the way he plays, how aggressive he is. And last year, he proved it in France playing for Rennes. He came right after Messi and Mbappe. He was third, most goal scorer for the French league, Ligue 1, that is. So Balogun goes where? Goes to Monaco, goes back to the French league. Monaco always have great players, always welcome young, talented. So good luck to the United States international, and hope he gets, a lot of playing time. It's very important for the U.S. To see players, like him have a lot of playing time. Him, or we saw also Dest, Jorginho Dest today playing in the left back position for PSV Eindhoven and winning second of 2 games to qualify to the Champions League. So good to see the American players up there. And it's a big loss, Florian Balogun. It's a big loss. I'm telling you right now, this kid can score. He scored more goals than Jesus and Eddie Nketiah combined last year. Let me just tell you that stats. Again, we don't have a powerhouse up front. We still don't have. Yet we're selling players like him. We're selling players like KT or loaning them. Doesn't matter. He's not playing for us. Of course, very disappointing. I don't know what Mikel Arteta has against KT. That's the time now that you play him, not loan him and try other players that are not nearly as good as KT. Next is what? Manchester United. Yes, we're playing them on Sunday, and we're playing him at the Emirates. So this is the first real test for us. The last time we played Man United, it was here in the US, and unfortunately we lost. Didn't look too good in front of them. You're going to tell me it was a friendly? Let me tell you something. If you're a real Arsenal fan, it's never a friendly between you and Manchester United. Okay? So we're going Sunday, and we got to win. If we are going to even talk about this season being, a title contender, we got to win. If you don't win, I don't know what else to say other than no thanks. But no thanks, Tom Hanks, for Mikel Arteta if we don't win. And I'm saying it right now, right here. Patience? Yeah, we've had a lot of time with you. And please, we're not seeing any development here. You're taking us backwards. If I tell you the players that left our club and went somewhere else that he let go, you start another team and go to a Champions League with. So now you have the most expensive squad in the world. You can't beat a 10-man team at your own house in front of 60,000 people. What kind of excuse are you going to give this man? I'm giving him none. Hopefully we beat Man United. Hopefully we win. We need this win, you Gunners. We really, really need it. I hope to see you next week celebrating that win. Thank you very much. Don't forget to please subscribe if you want to always hear the truth about Arsenal Football Club with no politics. Subscribe, like, and share.